What is good, y'all? What is good? Happy Friday, happy Friday, happy Friday. It is me, Derl, and I'm glad it's Friday. I am joined by the mysterious Barry. Barry, man, it's Friday, so you're here with me again. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Thanks for having me back. I'm happy it's Friday. Happy we're getting close to the playoffs and this regular season's wrapping up. I'm ready to really get into these playoff matchups.
What have you thought about the games these last couple of days?
It's been tough for sure. Yesterday was rough for me, but overall it's been a up and down week, but mostly just kind of a slow bleed. It's been really tough because, like we were talking right before we went live, it's this week it's all just about motivational angles, and teams are jockeying for seeding. Some really don't care at all to show up, and some are playing for their season with their season on the line. So you kind of really have to just throw everything out the window in terms, all the numbers that these teams have been logging night in, night out throughout the season. It really none of it for the most part really matters much here. It's all just who wants it more, which can be harder to tell than you would think, than I would like it to be. I would say that.
What did you think about? Did you think some of these playoff teams, man, just kind of gave up and didn't care where they sat? I was trying to figure that out. It just seemed like there was no motivation.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like I'm disappointed in how the Suns have been playing down the stretch. They got the win last night, which was good for them, but they didn't play a great game. And I mean, the Blazers have been hot, playing really well, but the Suns, like, they could have gotten to the 1 seed if they really wanted to, but they've just kind of been out of rhythm, out of sync. Their defense has been trash. The Sixers have obviously looked awful the last 2 games, which I think you and I were both on them last night, man. That was one of those games where you could just tell as soon as it tipped, you're like, this one's over. The Heat were so up and ready for that game. And the Sixers, I avoided it until I saw the Embiid news. And then once I saw he was playing, it's like, there's no way the Sixers should be a dog versus the Heat if Embiid's playing and, Matisse is the only one out. But, the Heat just wanted it more, and they're really hot right now. They're playing their best ball of the season. So, overall, it is. That's what this whole last week of the season's about. It's just, trying to get a feel and a read on who needs wins, who really cares, and who's just kind of resting up for the playoffs.
Right. It's evident who's doing what, and like I said, this is the 3rd day in a row. So when I had seen that, Barry, like Tuesday, man, it was just a weird vibe. It was just a weird vibe. Really, how Golden State won, and I won money, but I was like, whoa, how did Golden State take out the Jazz and Phoenix? That's just something that shouldn't happen to either team, if you ask me. Even with, maybe you can make a case for Jazz because Conley was out, right? But Clarkson is a man that I think can get up in games like this, and you still got some shooters. So it's just weird that a team that's in first place, man, just couldn't put away the Warriors, which talks, a lot to this play-in tournament. All right, man, let's get into the games real quick, Barry. I didn't have much, man. I've looked at the games now. Some lines have gone up and down. It was such a weird day, man. I mean, even covers was off for a while. Did you notice that at all?
No, I did. Honestly, man, like today I got I got a couple bets in this morning, and then was mostly checked out for most of the day, just because I got super busy with work, and really just didn't have time to check in on anything. Usually, like throughout the day, I'll kind of check in on stuff every couple of hours or every few hours throughout my work day. But today I just didn't really have time to track anything. So once I got my stuff in, I was off. But I mean, looking at it all now, it is a very weird day.
It was fishy. It was very, very, very fishy. You damn right. Sim is a scary card. We didn't get to anything. So just to get it out there, I played one game officially and then just did a model parlay play just for the fuck of it because J. Cole told me to. But yeah, that one play was Wizards -7.5. I got it. Barry, you also took Wizards too, right?
Yeah, I'm on the Wizards as well. I got them at -8, and I was surprised this morning when I got them at 8. It stayed at 8
Right.
until probably like 9 a.m. or so Eastern, and then went up to 9.5, and then back
Right.
down to 7.5. Which that movement was super strange to me. And I don't know if it was just based on lineup speculation or what, but
I
it
think
came back up to 8, and then 9.5, 9, whatever it is now.
Yeah.
Which I will say this, I'm pretty confident that the Wizards take care of business tonight. But I was more confident before I saw that Garland is officially back,
Right.
although he's on a minutes restriction. But I don't know why he's coming back to play in this game. It's like if he's been injured for the last several, why come back
It's
for this
weird.
game? Whatever. So
this is when I wear my conspiracy hat, Barry. For real.
And then also Nito being out for the Wizards isn't great, just because Garrison Matthews is I think a below average replacement player, but that also puts Bertans into the starting lineup. So I think the Wizards can handle business, but I'm a little bit more concerned about what their second unit's going to look like,
right?
Than I would have been otherwise before the Garland and Nito news.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think I felt more confident, and maybe that's when the line jumped when Kevin Love was out. I believe that was huge for me. So they've got quite a few guys still out. I mean, their rotation. I mean, Cleveland's still going to be playing with 8 guys, 9 guys, probably, maybe 8 guys. So
yeah,
I'm just thinking, if Washington runs that same pace that they run, man, I don't know. So I like the thing that I like, Barry, really is I like that the Wizards are playing as well that they're playing right now.
Yeah.
And so no way in hell you would really put 10 points, 9, 8, even at that on the Wizards, but they're playing such good ball. And if you look at their overall versus their last 5, they're like night and day. It's like a completely different team. So we'll jump into it. Mark says, Barry, I grabbed Rockets team total over 108.5. Clippers resting cat, so I don't think asking Houston score 55 in each half is a stretch. What do you think about that? I know you might not have dug deep into it, but just looking at that team total 108 against.
Yeah, I honestly pretty much scratched that one off the card as soon as I saw it this morning, just because I knew Clippers are going to be resting these guys.
Right.
The Rockets have been playing at a super fast pace the last 5 or so games ever since Christian Wood went out. So I think it can get there, especially if the Clippers are willing to, run with them. The Clippers obviously have a top tier defense, and they typically play at one of the slower paces in the league. But with Kawhi out, PG out, I don't know who else is out.
Just about
everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody, pretty much. I mean,
everybody that matters.
Yeah,
I've got it pulled up here, man. So right now, Pat Bev, Paul George, Reggie Jackson, Kawhi Leonard, Terrence Mann. I mean, that's everybody.
Yeah.
I think, and maybe Serge is off that too. It's showing questionable here, but Fantasy Labs might have something more up to date.
Okay.
I think he's out. So yeah, it's no one.
With the Rockets team total over, I personally I wouldn't play it, but with that being said, I mean, it's like I mentioned with the pace, if it can get there for sure, especially if whoever's playing for the Clippers, is willing to kind of run with them and they don't care too much about playing defense. It can get there for sure.
Yeah. We'll see. I mean, it's just crazy right now. So yeah, we'll go through those games in order. The model still has this game, and I was pretty happy with it. Wizards winning by 10 points, easy.
That's what I make it too. Yeah, I make it 10.
I think that is solid. If you listen to the remarks that came from Ted, I think it's Leondis. Basically, Brooks has to win these 2 games for him to be in consideration of his job. Like, they're expecting him to just go into the play-in or just these last 2 games. His expectation is that he wants the Wizards to win these games. So
yeah,
this is a game to where if they can clamp down, I mean, it's going to be a fast game, and Cleveland's got to make buckets, which you do have Young Bull there, and Garland can give you buckets, but maybe just in the long run, it gets out of hand.
Yeah, and that's with this one too. I've been kind of back and forth about playing Clippers, or not Clippers. What am I talking about? Playing Wizards first half as well.
Yeah.
So I took a little bit at 4.5 earlier, and it's between 4.5 and 5 at most shops. And I feel like I think the Wizards are going to come out like really hot in this one. But like I had mentioned earlier with Garland being now added to the Cavs second unit since he's not starting, that improves their defense a lot. So I think that might eliminate some of the space that the Wizards, I think, typically would be able to build in the second quarter. But I think I'm probably going to end up, what do we got, like 10 minutes till tip? I'll probably end up adding more to it and tweeting it out anyways, because I really do think regardless, I think the Wizards come out motivated in this one and kick some ass.
Yeah, if it's motivation, it would be this one. I can see the last game, maybe they take it easy, but yeah, we'll see. Next game that's showing, man, that's just a dominant game is Orlando at Philly. The model, it's right now at -14. That line's kind of been solid each and every time. It hasn't really gone up or down much, but, at each, injury report time, it's just been kind of solid. The model is showing this game right now, man. It's Philly winning by 15. So it's another number where it makes sense. That's why, it opened up at 13.5, and now it's 14. And it's just kind of rested there. And you would think maybe that's just Philly's apex. That's the most they'll do against Orlando. I don't have a play on this game at all, man. It's just one of those games, again, to where it's like, are they motivated? You have to win a game now.
Yeah, now I make this one around 16. Considering Embiid, I think is expected to go.
Yeah.
But you would think that Philly comes out with a decent effort after that embarrassment last night, where what Embiid have, like 6 points or something like that. Like,
his stats were terrible. It was
awful. So I would think that they come out like. They come out pissed off in this one and just put the magic away early and just kind of run away with it. But I may end up talking myself into playing the Sixers in some form or fashion here today. But they really pissed me off last night with that game. And they could just want to just kind of coast and go easy on the Magic in this one too. Like this is what we were talking about with the motivation. I guess technically the Nets can still catch the Sixers for the 1 seed. So it makes sense that they should just want to just bury the Magic here and just get it over with. But we'll see.
So looking at it, you're right. 6 points, man. 2 total rebounds. Like, I don't know, man.
It's strange.
Just the weirdest line. I guess the weirdest game to lay an egg.
Yeah,
if anything, you could have smacked Miami, and then you could have probably took it more easy on Orlando, right? Not in so much the spread, but Philly's going to beat this squad, right? So now Joel is forced to play another game. I just don't know what happened there. Philly would be the look. That number is high. It's going to stay high. I think it's that Orlando doesn't get to 100. Philly, Embiid played 25 minutes. Simmons played 26. Curry played 25. Green played 20. And Harris played 30. So it's not like they had a pile of minutes, if you will. It was kind of rationed across the board. So they can play maybe hard and get a big lead, and then just know how to keep the clamps down on them. So, yeah, I don't have a play there besides the parlay, the little parlay that I did, the little 14-point parlay, but that is really based upon the model. Next game here that I have looks like Denver at Detroit, man. This one was another crazy one. Right now, Bovada has this at 8.5. The model had this game initially. When I was doing it, had this game at 5 to Detroit. Detroit would win this game by 5. Now the model is showing Detroit will win this game by 7. So, and each and every, maybe in this case, well, I'm not going to say forward thinking, if you will. I won't even go there with that route. But I'm thinking this could be really, really accurate. But at the same token, I don't know how. I just think right now with Dwayne Casey's extension, I think Detroit can maybe cover, at least maybe cover. When I'm saying accurate, I'm saying cover, not win. No way in hell they should be winning this game, right? But they should at least be able to cover with everybody out now for Denver.
Yeah, I think Detroit should cover this number. Despite like their injury report's just insane. If you look at all the guys, I don't even know how they have enough guys to play in this game, but they've been playing. They play hard, so they did also lay an egg versus the Wolves the other night. I think Denver's locked into their seeding, I'm pretty sure. Or if not, I'm pretty sure they're content with it. So I don't, they're without Millsap, Gordon, Dozier, Campazzo, Barton. They're thin too. It's just going to be an ugly game, man. It's just a pass for me overall. But I think, if anything, I lean towards the under here.
It would have to be.
I know that's come down, I think, from the open, but not by too much. It's still 217. I mean, I lean under there.
Yeah, it's 221 is where it opens. So yeah, I mean that's they're still thinking. I mean, in that case, if you've got all those people out, both teams have to hit 100. I mean, I just don't see scrappy Detroit, getting like 80, 90 points like Orlando will. I don't know. I just think out of the suckiest teams in the league, Detroit is the best suckiest team.
Yeah.
If that makes sense, man. So,
yeah. They play hard.
Yeah. OKC, Orlando, Sacramento, Detroit. Give me Detroit all day. On top of Toronto. All right, man. So the next game is Utah Jazz and OKC. And this is a game that I played just for shits and giggles, if you will, for the parlay. This line opened up at 14.5. It's now at 15. Man, the model has this game as Jazz minus 21.
Sounds about right, honestly.
I wonder if the model knows what tanking looks like. I would like the AI behind it.
Yeah.
It's predictive thinking, dude. I don't know. That's crazy to me. That one was absolutely crazy to me. But yeah, I don't see why Jazz don't put them down because they've laid that egg. They should have solidified that number one spot. So I think you got to put the hammer down. That's why you see Mike Conley coming in. Well, he was, but it did change to questionable. So he was going to be on a minutes restriction, but now I believe he's questionable. So that, go figure that out. So I did make it a little parlay, but as far as making anything official, I would agree with the model. The Jazz should smack this. This is a team where I don't see hits 100, right? So if I'm thinking team totals, OKC shouldn't hit 100.
Yeah.
You look at that injury report just as of 5:30, man. I mean, they've got Luguentz Dort out, and you know how we both feel about Dort, man.
I love him, man. I love Dort.
Love him, man. Exactly. SGA has been out, so you know that. Josh Hall, Mike Muscala. So you're going to play with Darius Baisley, who I still like that kid, man. It's a little regression, but I'm just thinking it's how the season's gone. You're going to play with probably Theo, and that's it. I don't know what to do here, man. That was just another one where it should be a blowout. Jazz got smacked. They need to come out and show why they're the number one team, and it looks like right now that they would not win a 7-game series, whoever they played. They would get swept 4-0. What did you think about this game?
Yeah, I mean, I think that the Jazz should just come out and stomp them. I would lean Jazz to cover this huge number, but yeah, it's another one I just don't have any interest in it, man. It's one of those, man, where I'm just ready for the playoffs to get here.
I know, man.
I've already burned enough cash betting on games that I shouldn't have bet on just this week alone. So I'm just like, man.
What did you have any take on the Toronto and Dallas? I did like Dallas, actually, man.
I like the under, and now I like the under in a lot of these, and I don't really have a take on the side.
Yeah.
Because this one's at 14 now too, right?
Yeah, Model has this game at 14, so that's funny. No, actually, it's at 14 and a half. 14 and a half.
So Raptors are missing everybody again. Right. They're on no rest, coming from Chicago to Dallas, and they're already shorthanded as they are. I think Dallas should cover this number. Another one where they should cover this big number, but the Mavs do tend to play down to their competition. So I don't see Dallas really like being motivated to cover this number. You know, I think they probably get out to a fairly decent lead and just kind of fuck around, and who knows? Toronto could end up getting inside of it there, in the last couple minutes, lose by 12 or 13 or something. So it's another one I'm just going to pass on, but I do lean under there as well.
I'm going to tell you this. At least they're taking the game seriously, more serious than what Lakers did and almost lost to the damn Rockets. Like you talk about a team not caring, not giving a damn where they are. They really don't. They're just outright telling you.
Yeah,
I'm looking at the standings, man, and you probably don't want to play the Clippers, right? And you probably don't want to give a three-way advantage between you, Portland, and the Lakers. So if you've got a one-game advantage right now, man, you need to pump the gas. Put your feet on the gas. Cook with propane. So I would agree with the model. But you're right, man. Dallas they're not worried about scoring and, being up 20, 30 points. These guys are all thinking health. Man. They're going to do what they need to do to win. And so we'll see how this goes. Yeah.
Although I do think, Dallas does need to get this win so that they can stay ahead of the Blazers in the standings. Because I think they would much rather play the Nuggets than the Clippers.
Absolutely.
Assuming that, Clippers hold the 3, Nuggets hold the 4. So, I don't see the Mavericks losing this game.
Yeah,
I'll put it that way.
Yeah, what the Lakers did to the Rockets was reckless, and I get it was a huge gamble, but Dallas is not doing that. So speaking of the Rockets, we do have Clippers at Rockets. This game right now is sitting at Clippers -8. It opened up, man, at Clippers -12, but they're sitting everybody. They're sitting everybody, man. And in spite of, they don't care.
Although they're sitting Kawhi, PG, Beverly, man, Jackson, looks like Ibaka too. But the Clippers' depth is impressive, though. I mean, this lineup that they're expected to roll out is still like
Batum,
like a really good second unit, like
Morris,
Rondo, Kennard, Batum, Morris, Zubac, like that unit itself should handle the Rockets here.
You're right.
Actually. But the Rockets have been playing hard and they've been covering spreads too. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Clippers win but don't cover. But it's another one of those where who knows exactly where the motivation is. How they're probably not motivated to cover this game. They just want to get the win and move on and get to the playoffs, survive and advance. So
the model has this game at -9.05. So it's kind of sharp where it is, if you ask me.
Yeah, I agree. I think 9 is probably the right number here. or at least to me, in my opinion.
Yeah, because you can see him probably turning it on at the first half, but this supporting cast that you're just talking about still plays a huge role in their depth in the playoffs, right? So they can come and really give them to these boys and let you know, hey, our rotations, we solid here, but then kind of let that steam off in the second half. I can see that. Maybe a huge lead in the first half. It depends on how their motivation is. Another game that I have no interest in, Memphis against Sacramento. Line opened up at Memphis -6. Now it's Memphis -3.5. They're also telling you they have no interest in this game because they are sitting out everyone. So Grayson's already been out, Kyle Anderson out, Dylan Brooks, Brendan Clark, Ja Morant is out. That was it. Jonas is out. They're letting you know that they're ready to try to play whomever they've got to play. I think they have San Antonio's number, but they don't care about the regular season.
Yep. Well, they're in a spot where, regardless of the outcome tonight, their seeding is determined by their game versus Golden State on Sunday. So they're both tied in the standings right now. But if Memphis were to lose their game tonight and Golden State were to win their game tonight, Golden State goes ahead by a game. If Memphis still beats Golden State on Sunday, then they get the 8 seed, and Golden State gets the 9 because of the tiebreaker. And then same thing, vice versa. So both Golden State and Memphis can just drop their game tonight, and still end up getting the 8 seed if they, whoever wins wins on Sunday. So I actually bet the Kings here earlier.
Really?
Yeah. I played it at 6 this morning. I liked it at 8.5 whenever I first looked at it, because I just assumed that Memphis was going to be resting these guys.
Right.
So I really just bet on that, and it worked out for me that they did end up sitting everybody. Yeah. I say that now, but who knows how this game turns out. All these Kings can still drop this game with not a single Grizz starter playing.
This is G League ball at its
finest. But and the Kings have actually been playing all right. They had an 8-point lead in this game last night with like 3 minutes left. So it's crazy that how that last sequence played out. I don't know how closely you were watching it, but I was kicking myself for not betting on the Kings yesterday when they were up 8 with 3 minutes to go, and then I checked the final score, and saw that they lost by 6. So they still covered, but regardless, I think the Kings can get this win. I bet it before realizing Holmes was going to be out.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd feel a lot more confident in them, and them covering this number with him playing, but. They still got DeLon Wright's been playing well. They got Buddy Hield, Mo Harkless, Metu, Damian Jones. I mean, I think this game will be pretty even considering who Memphis is running out there.
Mm-hmm. The funny thing is, if I were Memphis, I'd probably try to step on the gas, man. Well, I mean, you're playing Lakers, so it's weird. Everything is of ebb and flow, right? If you could get the Lakers out of the 7th seed, out of the play-in, and have Portland moving that, if I was Memphis, I'd make a push for it and try to play Portland.
The best Memphis can do is the 8.
Right, but you would probably have that swap depending if Portland loses between LA and Portland, right? Because we know Dallas isn't going to give up this game. My thinking was, I just thought that Memphis would probably want to avoid playing Golden State or LA. And it seems like that's the path that we're going down now. I mean, I'm already kind of discounting San Antonio, man, by saying Memphis should win against San Antonio. And so if the play-ins go as they are now, LA should beat Golden State. They'll play Phoenix. And now Memphis should beat San Antonio, which means they'll play Golden State. And I'm just thinking that if Memphis played Golden State, that's problems. I would probably try to take a better advantage. But I get it. If everyone's kind of confident on where they fall, I mean, it's pretty cool. And I like it. But it's just weird how the narrative is going.
Yeah,
All
it
right.
is. It's tricky, man. How all this, all the jockeying and for seeding and shit. It is interesting, but it does make it, definitely definitely be frustrating to bet on. That's for sure. You got to be super cautious with it this week.
Yeah, man. So this morning I woke up and looked at the Golden State line, and I saw that at 2.5, and I laughed, dude. I laughed, right? And I said, okay, they're sitting the whole entire squad. The entire squad, man. You trying to tell me Golden State just slapped up Phoenix and Utah, and New Orleans has no one playing, don't even have ball playing, and they don't even get the home cover? Yeah, get out of here, man. Get out of here. So the model showed Golden State at -10. Now that's sitting at -3. That it's funny that even though everyone's sitting, man, that it's not even a pick-up. So
I think it is now, right?
I've got it I've seen it at -1, not unless it moved again.
I'm showing
it's probably steamed for because I just look on Bovada just for to be uniform.
Yeah, so, yeah, okay. Yeah, it's a pick at Bet Online right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, between 1 and pick.
I think Golden State still wins, man. I don't know why. I think they have a better supporting cast, if you ask me, than New Orleans. And so I would still lean Golden State here, even though the model is off. I mean, it's still saying -3. So they do win. It's giving them the home cover. But what do you think about this game? You think New Orleans is going to win this game?
I lean New Orleans, man, honestly, because, dude, the Warriors are so bad when Steph doesn't play. Like, they're such a dog shit team with Steph off the floor, which makes how good they've been, like, just that much more impressive. With how much he means to this team and like their performance. I mean, looking at Golden State's lineup, honestly, like Nico Mannion, Jordan Poole, Kent Bazemore, Pascal, Looney, Steph out, Draymond out, Damian Lee out, Oubre out, Wiggins out.
You got JTA. I like him. He just signed. I like him. Juan Toscano Anderson.
Yeah. You still got him. I don't know. I would lean New Orleans in this game, man, but it's just gonna be an ugly ass rock fight. I think under. I think under would be the play if anything.
Yeah.
In my opinion,
everything's got to be the under, man.
Yeah, because
no one's motivated.
These are just some ugly games, man. I mean,
not to talk about all these games are gonna pop off on the weekend, early games on Sunday. Like, man, come on. Let's just if we're feeling like Barry that let's just get to the damn playoffs, you better believe these cats are feeling the same thing.
Yeah. So yeah, I kind of lean New Orleans in this one, man. But what Ingram and Adams, I think, are both questionable.
Yeah. I would have to look at Fantasy Labs as far as their as far as the 5:30 report. Yeah. Ingram, questionable. Adams, questionable. But Ball is definitely out.
Yeah, Ball's out. Yeah, shit, man. It's just it's got to be a pass on the side. It's going to be an ugly game. So ugly. Yeah. I might end up talking myself into playing the under on this one.
Vary. Oh, well, okay, the under. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. If you are a true investor in sports, this is not a card that you would want to play at all. This is definitely shits and giggles night. The best game on the board that we can both agree on is definitely the Washington game. As a matter of fact, that game's already started. I've got that number. Cleveland's up 6-4. Yeah, see how long that lasts. It might be a low-scoring game, man. 9 minutes already into it, so we'll see what happens with that.
We'll see. Hopefully the Wizards can get it going here.
Yeah, man. And that's it. So I don't have any official bet besides the Wizards game, -7.5. I did a shits and giggle parlay. It was a 14-point parlay that was based upon the model and the points, which was Philadelphia. I did also put Utah Jazz on there. That number is steamed up. And then I also put Dallas Mavericks on there. Philadelphia's number has gone up a little. Mavericks has stayed the same, and Utah Jazz keeps going up. So for you, any official plays that you've made, Barry?
Yeah, just the Wizards and the Kings. Nice. That's it for me. Although, it's hard to feel confident about the Kings here. Their season's over. They don't really have anything to play for. But I think the fact that, the guys that are playing, they had that game in hand last night.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going right back to them again tonight. I think that I think that those guys will be motivated to get this win here and maybe try to end their season on a high note.
I hear you, man. I hear you. Well, those are the plays, man. Other than that, whatever y'all are betting out there, just be safe. It's crazy. It's crazy. I probably wouldn't be confident about a bet until the playoffs. Barry, you play any WNBA?
A little bit here and there, man. But it's not like I do the NBA. Honestly, I would like to. I'd like to play it more this season, and I might kind of wade into it a little bit more once these teams have played for a couple weeks and built up a solid kind of built up a solid log of performances. I might nice get into it a little bit. Yeah, a nice little sample size to get into.
Yeah, man. All right. Well, good. Barry, man. It is always a damn pleasure.
Yeah, man. Thank you again for having me on. I'm always happy to come on here and shoot the shit, man, and talk about these games with you.
Yeah, absolutely. That is the show, y'all. I'm glad y'all came out. We've got some viewers. Mark, Eddie.
What up, Mark?
Those
what
guys,
up, Eddie?
Man, those are the day ones, man. Those guys really come through. Appreciate y'all. Hopefully I can get you again, Barry, next week when we have some better games. Bet responsibly, y'all. Make sure that you don't rush anything. Don't force anything. If you don't have a play, you don't have a play. If you have a play, be confident in it and make it. And like always, let's cash, man. Until next time, y'all take care.